Hey folks, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program. Last time we came out to our ice planet Alwaid 4 to try to get some graphene into our ILS system, or ILS PLS system. We can see here we are feeding in graphene, and the reason we need graphene is that we're trying to automate production of these friendly little particle containers. And for that we need electrodynamic motors, is that what they're called? Electromagnetic turbines, plus copper and graphene. So the graphene should now be available. And one thing that I know we did well is we made a lot of the motors. We did automate a lot of motor production, so we should be able to, if we get some magnetic coils, we should be able to automate some more electromagnetic turbines and then work our way up the chain towards these particle containers. But I'm not exactly sure how much of everything we have. So I think it's time to start using some reports, or our statistics panel. If we go down here and take a look at what we're looking at, I wanna take a look at how this works. So we can see here we're producing about 617 silicon ore per minute. We're consuming about 617 ore per minute. So this looks largely balanced at the moment. If we go down and look at copper ingots. Now, is this for this planet? Yeah, I need to look at the Alwaid system here. That gives me a better feel for what's going on in the entire system. So, again, for iron ore, production consumption's about the same. Looks like we've got that deal here for copper ore, silicon ore, titanium ore. These look about roughly balanced. Same with stone and coal. But as we start getting into the more interesting items, we can see that over here, we're producing, so blue is production and yellow is consumption, right? I'm not quite sure why it would go up and then down. I guess it's as we demand more, we start producing more. But this seems largely balanced. If we go down and look at motors, let's take a look at motors. Yeah, production can spike and then drop out. So our consumption's pretty routine here, but there are big spikes in production and then drops. So we can definitely pull in a lot more motors than we're actually consuming through the network. As for magnets, production's pretty much constant around 584, but consumption sometimes gets a little bit higher, eating into our stock pool. Stockpile. So we might need some more magnets. And then for magnetic coils, it again looks like we have more production capacity than we're actually using. So maybe we'd be okay just pulling in magnetic coils and motors. It looks like we'd be okay pulling in magnetic motors and coils from the system to produce electromagnetic turbines. So if we have electromagnetic turbines and we have graphene now, it feels like we can just build this. Now I'd like to build it near some copper, just because it seems like that might be the one thing that we need a little bit more of. If we take a look at the local planet, I don't think there's very much copper here. Yeah, there's only 133,000 copper here, so this is not the place to do it. We should figure out if there's anything else here that we want to put into this planetary, interplanetary, or interstellar logistics station. We've got the graphene going in, which is sort of the big thing. There's a ton of deuterium over here, but I think later we're going to need this to make strange matter. So I think we'll leave that alone for now. The Hive doesn't seem interested in this planet very much. It's not putting down a lot of stuff to bother us. We do have some iron veins available that we're not tapping here. Let's just take a look at what other resources we have. Got some iron veins here, but again, I don't think we need this. The one thing we might need this for is to make a few more magnets and ramp up our magnetic coil production, but it doesn't seem like we need that right now. We've got titanium veins, more iron over there, more titanium, more iron, little bit of coal. So there's plenty of iron and titanium that we're not really tapping on this planet. There's even a little bit of stone over here. And there's these 4 copper veins. So there's definitely some more resources here that we can figure out to put in if we need them. A lot of unused titanium and quite a bit of iron as well. But I think what we do now that we've fed this graphene in, is we head to Alwaid I, our lava planet, and that's where we build up production of particle containers. That's my plan, at least. Not Casimir crystals, particle containers. So we'll go to Alwaid I, and we'll build a particle container recipe there. I think we are going to have to ship some here to use with the deuterium to produce the strange matter, which is over here. That requires deuterium, iron, and the particle container. So yeah, we have iron and deuterium here. I think we'll come back to make the strange matter, but we want a hefty-ish amount of particle containers in production and in the system. That being said, let's go ahead and make a demand for these for now, and we'll come back for more later. Or we'll come back to use them later. So I want you to request particle containers. You're going to demand remotely and then supply locally. That seems fine. Graphene, since this is local storage, I'm just letting it go to 10,000, but for this, I think we will limit ourselves to like 3,000 here. That seems fine. And with that taken care of, it's off to Alwaid I to set up our particle container factory. So let's hop into the star view, zoom out a bit, and locate Alwaid I, which is at the inner part of the solar system. All right, let's head there. We'll zoom past the sun. It is like across the sun from us. It's on the other side, so to travel to AU takes a minute. I can definitely see myself warping this distance once I have like a better production chain for warpers up. That strange matter is part of it too, I think. All of this right now is in service of automating production of our PLS, ILS, and orbital collectors back at the mall. But we're going to need this for other things as well, so it's worth it to do it right, I think. Look at that titanium ingot vessel flying pretty close to the sun. A bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, so we're going to set up a factory. We want it to be near an ILS and near some copper. So this seems like a pretty good place to do it. If I zoom out here, I do have... Let me turn veins off for a moment. We have a planetary system here, which we could fill in with the graphene that we're looking for if we demanded it one of the PLS systems. This is full. This one's full. Interestingly, electromagnetic turbines there. Are we... We're demanding locally, supplying remotely. Okay. And then this one's full as well. So we might need... Yeah, we do need another ILS system. I think. Unless this one over here... Yep, you're full as well. Yeah, so we'll need another ILS system to get the graphene down. And we're going to want motors as well. So are there any motors here? We got ingots and thrusters there. What do we have here? Prisms, ingots, exciters, combiners, and proliferator. That's not what we're looking for. Yes, we have a billion motors here. This is demanding locally. So if that's demanding locally, we can't get anything out of it. Is it coming from... Where's it coming from? Is it being fed in, belt fed in directly? We have electromagnetic turbines there. Quite a few. Let me see how this is being fed. Where are the motors going in? We have... Looks like those are ingots coming out of the tower. So there must be a PLS feeding in the motors from somewhere. Let's take a look at our PLS systems then. The small towers. What do we have here? I think this is Motor City, right? No. That's transporting ore around. I'm not actually sure where all the motors are being fed into the system. Yeah, nothing's being belted in here, so it's demanding the motors from nearby. Where exactly is that happening? Where exactly is that happening? What is this making? Here's all the motor production. So if we follow this, here we go. All right, so this guy is supplying motors. So we can demand motors from him. And then we can demand graphene from the ILS. Okay. So where are we right now? We need another PLS system to get the graphene from Alwaid 4. We need another ILS system to get the motors here locally. And then we need to build our production chain. So what do we want to do here? I guess we need 2 towers down. The copper's over there if we need it. There's some copper here as well. There's a ton of copper here actually. All right. Well, let's get our PLS and ILS set up. So I can make 2 of these, that's fine. I need 2. And then I can turn one of them into, I can make 2 planetary logistics stations. I can turn one of them into an interstellar logistics station. Okay, this looks like this is going to work just fine. So we'll put the interstellar right over here, I think, or what is that? There's a bunch of stone. I think I want to leave the area around this a little bit free. So we'll put the, yeah, we'll put the PLS here, or the ILS here, rather. Let's get this guy down like that. And you are going to, we'll power you on back here somewhere like this. You are going to minimum load of drone setup. You're going to request graphene from off-world. Demand remotely. We're going to see that starting to fly out here. Very nice. We'll limit you to 3,000. And locally supply. So there's the graphene that we need. And then out over, let's see, where do I want to build? There's copper there and here. There's just tons of copper here, which is very nice. I think we'll head nearby and we'll set up the planetary tower. That seems fine. Okay, you go like that. So this interstellar tower is also going to act as a local, as an interplanetary sender for our finished product. Our, where is it? Our particle container. You're going to be local storage, and you're going to supply to remote, right? I think we will limit this to like maybe 5,000 or 6,000. We're going to need a lot of this being sent out. I'd like to be producing it whenever we're not using it, so we have a little bit of a stockpile. I mean, this is local storage, so maybe I'll just I don't want to pull too many resources out of the ground that we aren't using, but I want to be able to stockpile quite a bit of this. So we'll set that to 6,000. Now, as for you, you're going to request motors for sure. You're going to demand motors from the nearby, from the other side of the planet. Demand those. That seems good. We're going to demand. Let's see, what else do we need? We're going to need. There's different places where they put the icons in different versions of this menu. It's so hard to find sometimes. We're going to need copper and graphene. We have the graphene. We're going to need to build our own electrodynamic turbines. So we're going to need magnetic coils, right? Do we have magnetic coils on planet? I think we do. Let's see. If I ask for magnetic coils, well, this will limit to 3,000 as well. Do those show up? No, there's none in transit. So, do we need to make our own magnetic coils from magnets? What about if I ask for magnets? Do we have magnets locally? Where are magnets? Wait, did I set that to demand? Hold on, I might have forgotten something here. No, we don't have any magnetic coils available in PLS. What about magnets? None in transit. Okay. So then our best bet is to get it from this system. Let's just ask for magnetic coils. Demand from remote. That's not happening either. Nobody's flying out to give us magnetic coils. What about magnets? Doesn't appear to be anything coming from there either. I could have sworn we had something in the system for that. Let me back out here and take another look at my planetary system. So let's clear this. Yeah, no, there's magnets here. We're supplying to remote and demanding locally. Same with magnetic coils. Okay, so these must be getting fed in directly, and we need to tap them somewhere else. We have gears and magnets going in. Where is the input for the magnetic coils? Here we go. There's a magnetic coil factory over here that is feeding into this station. Let's take a look at what's happening here. So it has 3,000 in transit. Nobody's demanding it right now. This doesn't actually need to be set to local demand, does it? Because we're not feeding it from PLS, we're feeding it from a belt. So this can actually be local supply as well. And we can fly it directly from this tower over to ourselves. So now, if I go into my PLS and ask for magnets, now I should get them. I think. I don't have logistics drones here. But we're demanding locally these magnetic coils. The drones over here might be busy. Here we go. 400 magnets in transit. I'm trying to supply locally and supply remotely with these coils. You don't have any local drones either. Okay. So let me drop some drones in. Like that. There we go. Let me come over here as well. Now we see our magnets in transit. Okay. So we've got the items we need here. We've got the motors, we've got the magnetic coils. That's going to be sufficient to make the electromagnetic turbines. We've got the graphene as well over here, right? Yep, we got the graphene as well. So we have everything we need, including, look at this chain of drones. Said the minimum load was 100%, right? Yeah, okay. We've got everything we need here to begin producing particles. Let's see about setting up a blueprint. I think I'll make myself a little workspace like I did before for this, and we'll try to build a reusable blueprint. So let me get out some foundation, and we'll get a nice bright color going here. Let's see, something like maybe this bright green. And it looks like I want to come down towards the equator to set up my workspace. So let's do something like that. Let's say we'll build along this line, maybe, to produce the particle combiners or particle containers, whatever they're called. A nice bright color on this this desolate lava planet. Okay, so we got some space to work with. Let's figure out what this looks like. So we want the production for particle containers over here to, like, we want the line to be going this way, I guess. We've got room here to run other lines. Let's get rid of you. And you. That seems fine. So I do generally build left to right. It's easier for me, so we can always belt these things over. Let's see what's involved in putting down one Mark 1 assembler or Mark 2 assembler. Oh, I don't have any with me? I need some graphene. I just deleted some. Okay. Let me get a little bit out of here. Let me craft up some of these. 10 should be fine. All right. So we've got a plan. We've got our resources available. Now we just need to build the actual blueprint. So let's say that we're going to plop down our output here. And you're going to make, for me, particle containers, right? How many are you going to make per minute? You're going to make 15 recipes per minute. And that will produce 15 particle containers. I would like to proliferate my inputs here. So raw inputs include copper and graphene. Those are easy enough, but we're also going to need to build production of the electromagnetic turbines. So for 15 recipes per minute, we're going to need 30 electromagnetic turbines. So what does that look like? A Mark 1 can produce how many per minute here? Exactly 30. Okay. So if we, let's see. What's the right way to do this? So let's say we have two lines of copper, two belt lines of copper and graphene coming along here. So we'll have something like this. Copper and graphene coming from the right. This will need to be proliferated somewhere. Somewhere further up the line. And then we want to have another device here. Or another assembler here making the electromagnetic turbines. And we want this output proliferated as well. So we're going to need lines of input for this. And then with the output, we're going to need it to... We're going to need proliferation. I wonder if it makes sense to do something like this. So we build sideways, right? This is the output of the electromagnetic turbine, and then we have a proliferation line like here. So we can feed proliferator through that and proliferate both the output of this and the inputs here, and then this has to hop over those and go over into this. So how can we do that? We can do that with a splitter. Or can we just hop it? Let's see. Any way to hop it? Only if I come back down a little bit. Hold on. I might be able to do this. Let me have the output come out here and go this way. And then hop over these lines. So after you're proliferated, I want you to hop over here. And then go become an input to this device, right? That looks good. That looks like that can work. Do I have room here for the sorter, though? I do. Okay, so electromagnetic turbine goes out, becomes proliferated, hops over here. I might not want these here, because if this line extends to multiple, I might not actually want this here. I might, yeah, I might not want this here. What would be the better way to do it? Because if these are going to get proliferated, Can I fit you on in a different place? Like if I grab this, can I put it on sideways here? No. I've got to have enough room for it to get proliferated somehow. So I think we can do it. Trying to work this out. If we go up early, and fast, maybe? Like, let's assume these aren't here. Then we're taking up a lot of, like, lateral space to get this loop in place that we don't really need to. Trying to work out if there's a better way to do this. Let's say that we come up real early. How quickly can we make that happen? To here? And then we come over and go down. Like that. That's like, I guess, the best we can do, sort of. I guess no matter what, we're going to need space for the proliferator somewhere. But this does leave, this lets us kind of slide something under here, maybe, to get into this input. So maybe this works. Let me throw this on here for now. And we'll just sort of like, we probably want that moved a little bit so that the proliferator input on the sprayer is closer to the middle. Yeah, like that. Okay. This could work. So we proliferate the graphene and the copper over here on the right as it comes in. We proliferate the electromagnetic turbine as it comes out of its production facility. Right? So then you're going to need the motors and the magnetic coils, which don't have to be proliferated. So we've got two more inputs here. Two more belts coming along like this. Because you produce exactly as much as we need, right? You're producing 30 per minute from twice as many resources. And you're consuming Yeah, 30 per minute. Okay. So then, this doesn't seem like it needs to be too complicated. We just put the motors and the electromagnetic coils here. I put a pile sorter in again. Okay. Let's do sorter Mark III. So we're going to take in resources here and here. And we're going to output them out here somewhere. You're going to take in resources here and here and output them here. We'll get some proliferator in there. And then we'll have an output line going, I guess, left to right. And a sorter outputting your product. Right? So realistically, can I just copy this and make a bunch of it? What are we going to need here? You are going to need 60 motors and 60 electromagnetic coils, all for 15. All for 15. Now that'll be juiced by proliferator at some point, but we'd like at least 4 of these to make 60 per minute. Ideally, I'd like 8 of them. But 8 is going to require what? 60 times 8 in terms of motors? Or rather, no. 8, yeah. 60 times 8 would be what? 240 motors? No, 6 times 8 is 42. Right? Yeah. 48? 6 times 8 is 48, so we need 480 motors. I don't think we have that much. I don't think we can support that much. I think the most we can support is 4 of these. I think. So now, if I plop you down right there, do you just hook up and work? Let's try it. Let's grab this blueprint here. And we'll call this, I guess, particle container 15. Requires, and we'll give it the fun little icon. If I can find it, there we go. Requires 60 inputs, 60 motors, 60 coils, and then also ingots and graphene. And I can't remember exactly how much. I think it's 30 ingots, 30 copper, ingots, 30 graphene. I think that's right. I guess we'll save that blueprint for now. And we'll make 4 of these and see if we can get it hooked up. Where is this? This is going to Clement Star 1. All right, so let's get another copy of this. If I put it down right here, does it just kind of like hook up to everything? Looks like I put it like that, it will. Let's see. I mean, it looks right to me. We don't have power poles in the blueprint, but we can always fix that later if this works and if we actually reuse this thing. Okay. So we need one more belt here feeding in proliferator. Let's see. I may have gone a little bit overboard with the green space here. Let me get rid of some of this. How deep do I want to go here? Is that fine? I guess that's fine. Does it cost to change the color? It does not. Okay. So this is going to be our production line, I guess. Let's set up one more belt here to feed through the proliferator. Now, why is this giving me problems? I think that worked. It did. This was not high enough, apparently. Right, because this was already raised, and then it was raised a second time onto that. Okay. All right, we can come back for that in a minute. Let's go up by 2, I guess. Does that look like it's going up again? There we go. That looks okay. All right. So what do we not have? We don't have proliferator here. We're gonna want the motors and the magnetic coils and the graphene to come in and the particle containers to go out. We also need copper ingots here, and we're gonna need proliferator. So let's ask for proliferator from the network. Come on now. We don't need a lot of this. Like 1,500 should be more than enough, right? Okay. I wonder if I should have built this a little bit closer to over here, because we're gonna have to belt that stuff over, but I guess I was thinking we were gonna use this copper. All right, let's take a look at the lines. So these two, excuse me. These two lines here are for copper ingots and graphene. So let's get the graphene in first. I think we'll take a belt from back here. And then we'll run this over and in. Let's see. We want to come down to here, I think, and then over and in. So that'll feed graphene in. There we go. And then we want our output belt of delicious particle containers to go into that same thing. And then, oh, we're using this copper, right? And we'll feed copper ingots in. I guess we'll make a smelter real quick and feed those in. So let's do our output line of particle containers. Let's get those fed in. How many copper ingots do we need here? Each one of these needs 30. And we've got 4 of them, so we need 120. It's like not very many at all, right? It's like 2 smelters, I think. Yeah, you're gonna make 60 per minute. Yeah, that's fine. That's gonna be more than sufficient. So let's just do a quick and dirty copper ingot production here. This will hop over that and go in that way. Yep, looks good. Okay. Like one miner should be enough here. That's 180 per minute, and it only needs 120. That should be enough. And in fact, why don't we tweak this a little bit? That looks good. We'll eat up the outsides of that. Let's feed all of that in. Okay. That looks good. Let's get some power going. Okay, as soon as that's connected to the network, that'll be feeding in copper ingots. Why don't we see about connecting this now? I guess something like that's fine. Okay. So we begin to see copper ingots going in, right? Yep. Okay, looks good. Now, let's feed in the... We need to proliferate these lines as well. The graphene needs to be proliferated, and the copper needs to be proliferated. So, why don't we do that as well? Let's see. Let's have the line swoop around and feed through these guys. Like this. Oh, it needs to be even higher, huh? What did I do? Did I stack this somehow? That is hilarious. That is not what I intended to do at all. There we go. That looks better. Oh, that's right. This is up high, isn't it? Okay, so we actually have to bring it down. Let's see. And it's going the other way too. So let's start with this at one height. Feed it through these guys. Does it need to go up to go through them, or go like that, then come out and go up one higher like this? Let's just connect it directly like that. That's kind of fun. Goes through, comes up, goes over there. I wonder if it needs this weird angle, or if I can just like... Hold on. Can I just connect you directly? Like more directly? Like, let's go from here to here. Looks like it will do a very tight like bend like that for me. That's kind of helpful. Okay, so we're gonna proliferate the copper and the graphene, and eventually the particle, or rather the electrodynamic motors. Okay, so then this needs the motors and the magnetic coils, and you need to be fed in. Where are we getting the proliferator? Over there. Okay. I might have been better off moving this tower closer. So let's see. I'm very close here. Let's get a few more of these out, which we're gonna need. So you can come down to the ground and hop over in that direction. We're going to need... We're gonna need some lines over like this. So need one line here. Need another line here. And then a final line, I think, that does this. Something like this. There we go. That's looking good. Okay. So you guys are headed over here. I think we'll just do... we want to leave some room for something else to come out of here, so I think we will go ahead and... Let me take a look here. We'll do a long square. So we're along this line. Coming out from that. Let's have you come out to... I guess like this. Works. Okay. Not quite. Not exactly. Hold on. You should have been one further over. You're the inside corner, so you need to be, I think, going to here. Yeah, you need to be going there. Okay. And then another one coming out goes like this and joins up with this one. And then the third one coming out of here goes the longest distance to connect to that. Okay. So, which is which? Let's see. You are proliferator, so the inside track should be proliferator. Okay, guys, finish this up for me. Alright, so you should be proliferator, and then you should be magnetic coils, and you should be motors. Okay, looks like we're ready to power things on and see if it works. Well, we're producing motors, and we're producing particle containers. How about that? So there we go, folks. 60 particle containers per minute. I would like, actually, since the particle container thing is pink, let's see if I can I figure out a way to custom, or I can use pink, right? Yeah. Let's make it thematic, shall we? Particle containers, baby. Very nice. So this is a tower-based build, right? We are mining our copper ingots, but everything else is coming out of planetary PLS and ILS, feeding in here and then being fed back in. I'm pretty happy with it. We've got 60 particle containers per minute going into the system now. We'll need a lot more resources to scale that up. We'll need more motors and magnetic coils, more copper and more graphene. But for now, we've actually begun production here of this very key resource. We can send it back home and start filling up our mall storage depot there, and then we can also ship it to Alwaid I and start limited production of strange matter. Looks like I have one minor problem here. Somehow you got caught outside. There we go. And of course I'm using pile sorters instead of Mark III. Well, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to fix it now. So the Mark III... The Mark III sorter does 6 trips per second per grid. The pile sorter does... I don't know. This is saying that it's going to do 5 trips per second across 2. So it is faster than the Mark III. It's fine. It feels wasteful, but it's fine. Anyway, I'm going to call that an episode, guys. That's our particle container build. Pretty stoked on it, and we'll figure out what to do next time. Until then, as always, thank you so much for watching, for commenting, for leaving your likes, and for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate that. Makes it worthwhile to get these really, really warm and kind comments about how much you guys are enjoying my work. Really makes my day and motivates me to keep going. We'll see you next time. Take care.